G'day mate and welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, and of course we have Mr. Icarus with us, and today's episode we're moving on with the science. Like yesterday's episode we did a bit of science. We did a bit of blue and a bit of red and got science up and running, but today around our brand new blue star, which already has its ring complete. In fact, I've taken the liberty between episodes to start firing rockets again. Where is our rocket planet? Where is our rocket planet? Where is our rocket planet? Oh, far to left. Hang on. Far to the left. Bright ball. Left. 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 Nope. Nope, it's out there somewhere. I've taken the liberty to start firing rockets again. In fact, okay, it's more behind me to the left than... Yep. I started firing rockets again because we completed our first ring of our Dyson structure. It's a Dyson structure, not a sphere, because, well, I plan on building structures. But in saying that, we're already up to 4.48 gigawatts, and I have taken our ring and I've turned it into, well, a belt. A Factorio belt or a tire track. All depends on whether you're a Factorio player or not, I guess. But yeah, we've started launching more rockets because we're going to want more power. We're going to want a lot more power because today's episode, we've already done the two really hard sciences. The blue one and the red one. We're going to actually skip yellow entirely. I'm going to go over to purple. The reason we're going to do that is, well, yellow needs diamonds. And green also needs diamonds. Diamonds conveniently can come from kimberlite ore, which on this system we do have Magna 3. Yeah, Magna 3 has kimberlite ore, so does Magna 5. Magna 5 has a lot of kimberlite ore. So we're probably going to build it out at Magna 5. But Magna 3 has a little bit. More importantly, Magna 2 has fractal silicon. It also has kimberlite ore, but fractal silicon is required to simplify the recipe for particle broadband, which requires good old crystal silicon. There is an alternate recipe here that requires fractal silicon. So we're going to make the jump across to Magna number 3, 2. Magna number 2. There's the rockets finally. Was above us. Okay, orientation. Yes, we're going to jump across to Magna number 2, and we're going to start making purple science because I like a challenge. It's going to be it's going to take a minute. Let's just turn around and aim for the planet. Nope. Third time's a charm. Third time is a charm. Okay, cool. We're going to bounce into orbit and start falling away from the planet instantly because the planet's moving faster than we are. Yeah, it just deloaded. It's a lava planet. It's not all that impressive. It's a lava planet. They're pretty common. But I have come out here and I have done some prep work already and have got our North Pole set up. Please land and not crash. There we go. Have got our North Pole set up. Brought in the basics, you know, all the materials we're going to need. Oh, you do have mini ships. Okay. Have brought in some of the basics. One of the basics being... No. Foundation. Oh boy, foundation. Okay. So we need to plan what we're going to build where. We're going to need fractal silicon. And I'm thinking the fact that we happen to have a fractal silicon build right here. And yes, I have come here with foundations a little bit to clear off some rocks. We're going to, start building right about here. Now, purple science. Actually, I should probably request in your... Nope, you're the extra building with all the things. Okay, this particular, because we're going to be doing science, I should bring in some labs. We'll request in just 100. We're going to get a few hundred, I bet. 300, cool. Alright, so... Purple science. Purple science has two main ingredients. It has processors and it has particle broadband. Okay, so let's do some quick maths, work out exactly what we need. We're going to need to make 2 processors and 1 particle broadband for every purple science. So let's start with processors. We're going to need 2 of them. For every processor, it requires 2 green circuits and 2 2 microcrystalline components. Yeah, transistors. Okay. So we're going to need... Where are they? Those. So for 2 of these, I'm going to need 4 of these. Need foundation support. Really? You're ruining my demonstration. This is why I have foundation so much to start with. Okay. We need 4 of those. We're also going to need 4 of those. For every... Hang on. You come from raw materials, so I don't have to process any further. You also come from raw materials. Excellent. For a particle broadband, i.e. fiber optic cable. Fiber optic cable is going to require 2 belts of nanotubes. So, chem plant. Yeah, let's do it that way. You're going to need to do nanotubes, and I'm going to need 2 of those. Probably from the alternate recipe, to be honest. We're probably not going to bother with the normal recipe. Okay, so we're going to need 2 of those. On top of that, we're going to need... what was the other ones? We're going to need 2 belts. Yes, 2 belts of fractal silicon. So change that to fractal silicon, and we're going to need just 1 belt of plastic. Alright, 1 belt of plastic. Okay, so that's what we need as raw components. Now, the question is, how does the maths actually work out? How many things do we actually need? So let's start at the top. Well, let's not start at the top. Let's start these 2 items, because my plan is, rather than making processors, feeding them out of a tower, the raw resources out of a tower, processing them, then feeding them back into another tower, I'm just going to take the output belt and feed it straight into the input belt for processors. Same will go for the transistors. Take the output belt from the transistors and feed them straight to the input belt for the processors. So, these guys, we're going to need 4 belts worth. This is why we have 4 machines. Okay, so I need 4 belts of these bad boys. For every 1 copper and 2 iron in, we get out 2 circuit boards. Okay, so we can make 2 belts very, very easily. But first off, we need to work out how many we need in a row to make 30 per second. Because we're going to need 1 lot of 30 per second, 2 lots of 30 per second, 2 lots of 30 per second, 1 lot of 30 per second, 4 lots of 30 per second, 4 lots of 30 per second, 2 lots of 30 per second, to make just 1. Just 1 lot of 30 per second. Okay, so processors. Processors take 1 second, and we get 2 of them. So if we get 2 of them, we only need 15 machines. Hey, more battery. Excellent. That'll take a minute or 2 to charge. Okay, so for every... What was I saying? For we get 2 per craft. Okay, so rather than needing 30 machines, I only need 15 machines. Because I need 15 machines... And the machines have a crafting speed of 1.5. It means I need 10 machines. So I need 4 rows of 10 machines. Okay, that's easy enough. These guys need 2 seconds. So this is going the opposite way. So they need 2 seconds to make 1 belt's worth of materials. So rather than needing 30 of them, I actually need 60 of them. Okay, because I need twice as many as what we want to output. But then I have a crafting speed of 1.5, which means I only need 40 machines. But I need 4 lots of 40 machines. Processors. Processors are 3 seconds. So that means processors are going to be 3 times 30, which is 90, and then multiplied by 1.5, well, divided by 1.5, brings us down to 60. I'm going to need 60 machines twice for 2 belts. So that's that production. Nanotubes take 8 seconds. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to need a calculator for that part. Calculator. We're going to do 30 items per second. 8 seconds, 240 machines divided by 1.5 is 160 machines. Does that seem right? Yes, 160 machines. Wow. Okay, that's going to be one hell of a build. It'll be 2 rows of 80 in the end. The carbon nanotube. Now, the carbon nanotube, I'm sort of in luck here. Well, I'm not really, but okay. It needs 4 seconds to make 2 of them. Okay, and this has a crafting speed of 1.0. So chemical plants have a crafting speed of 1, which sort of makes the maths a little bit simpler. So for every 2 seconds, I make 1 material. Okay, so for 2 seconds, I make 1 material. I need to have 60 material, 30 material, which means I need 60 machines twice. I need 120 machines. Fractal silicon. Fractal silicon. I need 1 fractal silicon in to make 2 crystal silicon every 1.5 seconds, which means, make the maths short, I need 30 machines. 30 machines will do 2 belts worth, 60 belts, 60 items per second, with only needing 1.5 belts in. No, 1 belt in. 1 belt in, I think. And then lastly, we have plastic. Plastic is going to take 3 seconds. I need to have well, I need to have 30 items per second, so I need 90 chem plants. So, now we've done some basic maths. We sort of know what we need and what we want. I need to start working out towers. Now, I think the easiest thing when it comes to the towers is, well, first off, towers, I need to limit my output. So let's do green circuits first. Copper, iron. I need to limit the output. I do not want to bring more than 90 items, well, definitely not more than 120 items out of a tower per second, preferably 90 items per second. So, we're going to start with, I think, copper, because we need half a belt of copper per belt of green circuits. But if I put 2 belts of green circuits, then I'd use a whole belt of copper. Drag that along there, and then 1, 2, 3. Bring a iron belt out here, and we know after the earlier maths that we've done, after 10 machines, we're going to max out our belt. Okay, so we're going to come out to about there. We're going to put down an assembler. You're going to do a output of green circuits. No, hang on. Can I have a sorter back, please? A input of copper, an output of green circuits, an input of iron. You're going to do that recipe. We're going to put another one right there. You're going to do input of copper, output of green circuits, input of iron. Yes, okay. So then we drag this out 10 machines. That is 3, that is 6, that is 9, that is 10. We grab the other side, we do the exact same. Okay, so that should give us 1 belt of green circuits, no, 2 belts of green circuits out the here and here, which is going to have to go down to processors. Wherever processors end up, I have no idea where any of these builds are going to end up in the long run. Okay, I need another tower. We need to basically duplicate this process. Sure. Now, towers have to be a certain distance away from one another, which is probably going to haunt us in the long run. But, like, we have a whole planet to build on, so it should be fine. Okay, so iron out there. 1, 2, 3. That's an output for green circuits. That's an output for copper. Right down the middle. That's an output for green circuits. You can go away as well, and that's going to be an output for iron, which needs 1, 2, 3 there, and you can get dragged to there or something. I'll throw in the power poles after the fact, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and grab the one from the other side, and 10. Okay, so we can cut that belt, cut that belt, cut that belt, remove, remove, remove. Done. Okay, so that's our first 2 builds done. Next one is going to be microcrystalline components. So we're going to come over and we're actually going to put this intentionally on the next grid, because I do not want to build over these grid lines at all, ever. We need to bring out, I don't know, hang on, let's change this. You're going to need high purity silicon. You guys are going to need 2 silicon to 1 copper to give me 1 microcrystalline component. So no matter what, I'm going to need 3 belts worth of output, and I need to come under that mine. Alright, so we need to bring our belts. That's my topmost belt. That's my next belt. Actually, where can I put my next tower? There. Okay. Alright, let's work it backwards. Let's go with... okay, let's call that an output. Let's call that an output. Let's grab an assembler, put it right there. Now we know we need to have 3 inputs total. So if I do 3 inputs, number 2, so 1 silicon, another silicon, and then a copper, and then come here and put another assembler and do the exact same. So we want to have number 2 goes to there, number 2 goes to there, and number 1 goes to there. Okay, that should work. And we said I needed to have these builds were gonna be 40 machines long. Maybe that's 40 machines? I honestly don't know. But we'll throw the belts in. Okay, grab the machine. It has no sorters attached, but that's okay. So that's 15 machines. That's 30 machines. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. That's 40 machines. Okay, and I have no hope of getting a power pole anywhere between them. And how far around the world do we go? Sorry. How far around the world do we go? I need to look at a belt. We haven't quite made it to the next line, because I don't want to go into that section. Alright, let's do sorter, 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 output. Okay, so now we know at least what one of the sides are going to look like. Again, you're not going to fit power poles. If I tab them, so I can put power poles on the inside, let's grab one of you guys, hit that button to get rid of the sorters, tab them again. That's 30, and then that's 40. Yeah, that's respectable. Okay, so we're definitely gonna build them like this. Preferably just move the facilities. Facilities. Thank you. Alright, so we're going to have them tabbed out to get power poles in. We're going to go in, out. We know what that build looks like. And then I need to double it again, so we're going to need another tower there. And another tower there. Which will have the exact same build. Alright, it's definitely time to import a lot of material, but it's also time for me to put in a time lapse because I obviously have a lot of belts I need to put down. Okay, that is a lot of assemblers. Like, a lot of assemblers. Just for the record. Yeah. Alright, so from there we should be able to come down to processors. Now processors are going to require, according to my cheat sheet, 120 machines. So that is two lots of 60 machines to make processors. Now I can essentially build them just about anywhere I want. Okay, so I'm actually looking at this gap in here. We've got a fairly wide gap in here. I'm looking at this area here. So that would require us to grab two belts of circuit boards. That's what they're called, and then two belts of the microcrystalline components, and then combine them, all of that into. Can I get more foundation, please? Go away, rocks. Combine all of that into one belt of autosaves, and one belt of processors. So we're going to start by bringing that belt down, and obviously that belt down. That's going to get really close to that copper node. You know what? There's nothing to stop us. Right, you can come down even sooner. Okay, let's assume I took that belt in that direction. Took that belt that direction. And then processors, if we did processors 1, 2, 3 for an assembler, we did processors there and processors there. Okay, can I please get miners around this with belts in that orientation? Yes, with ease. Okay, so that's our plan. We're going to bring in processors with a from the top build, bottom build. Bottom build. Let's go from the bottom build. There to there. I'm going to bounce that up one tile to go over the stuff that's in the way. Actually, I should probably have it go straight from all the way back here. Okay. Up a tile to there, and then down flat to there and to there. You, same story. You're going to come to up a tile, and you're going to come up to there. Oh, there. Out of building range. Of course it is. Of course it is. Alright, and then down to flat, and come into here, into there. Alright, so then we need, what was it, 60 assemblers? I don't know if I can fit 60 assemblers. No, that's 45. In fact, I'm positive I can't fit 60 assemblers. Yes. Okay. New logistical hurdle. Alright, so we're going to have to remove that belt. Probably run that belt in this side. Remove all that. And remove that same time. I'm going to put in... I don't even have 60 assemblers on me. This is why we have these things right here convenient where we can grab them. So now, rather than needing 60, I need 2 lots of 30. 2 lots of 30 we should be able to do. Okay, so we're going to drag that out to there, drag that out to there, drag that out to there. We're going to grab you, we're going to drag you out, hit tab once to get 15, and then have them spaced. We're going to do the exact same. That's 30. Yeah, there's no way I would have fit 60 there. Okay. But that'll give us a belt of processors. Sorry, I don't have a recipe. A belt of processors. Okay. Let's go back to our cheat sheet. Yes, that's a belt of processors. So I need this twice. So we'd have to double everything up. So that is a second belt. Nope, down a tile. Second belt right there. And we'll have to bring in our second belt of microcrystalline components up over there, down to 1, 2, 3 there, and hopefully there we go. So that means you guys are going to make processes. We're going to have an input, an output. The best thing is I can flip that over and face it the other way. I'm going to need a whole bunch of belts. I can already see that I'm going to need more sorters and probably more assemblers. Alright, so that's the processor build placed at least. And by looking at the time, I'm wondering, do we have enough time to even look at purple science? The purple science. The fiber. The fiber optic cable. Okay, so that's all that done. Particle broadband, that's the item I'm thinking about, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so it's going to bring out processors to here. Now, processors to here, I'm just going to run that belt to wherever it needs to go eventually for purple science. Ideally, the equator's here, there. So ideally, we'd probably end up somewhere towards the middle of the planet to do purple science, but I honestly don't know because we're sort of winging this. Actually, how many? Oh, actually, that's a good idea. Let's go build some labs. Labs, and labs. I want all 299, conveniently enough. Okay, so let's work out where the labs are going to be, because that seems like as good a thing to try and end on as possible. So we're going to need... I don't think I actually want to build them on the equator. No, because there's resources down there. Alright, so we're going to bring them up as high as we can, which is going to be right here, because that's where I arbitrarily decided to build them. Alright, we need to bring in 2 belts of processors, plus we already know that particle broadband is going to be basically below here. So let's go grab our processors. We're going to disconnect that. We're going to bring that to here. And bring that to here. I'm going to bring you around. Yeah, you're happy? You're straightish? Cool. And in there, I'm going to bring that in there. Alright, so with that done, we're going to need an output belt. So actually we'll call that one particle broadband. And we'll call that one output. And a processor belt. And another processor belt. Okay. And then sorters. Alright, so you're going to need to be able to take off both processor belts. Plus you're going to need an output to your output belt. Plus you're going to get an intake particle broadband. So with that done, we now know we need... in sets of 2, that is 14. Yeah. And don't forget we build these 10 high, so it's 140. We need another set of... I need more belts. More belts. And more belts. Try that out. That's another set of 14 out of building range. Sorry, out of building range. 14, and then 2 more makes 30. So 14 and 14 make 28, and 2 more makes 30. That means 300 labs. We're going to need 300 labs. The reason we need 300 labs is they take 10 seconds a piece, and we need to make 30 per second. So we need 300 labs. So with that done, it's just a matter of working out how tall... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then yeah, we're going to end out the episode by building these guys up. So with that said, this is where I'm going to leave this episode. We only got halfway through Purple Science. We still have halfway to go. On top of that, I have said more than once, I'm not worried about where the resources are going to come from, like the iron, the copper, the silicon. We have a smelting planet. It might not have the throughput we require just yet, but I will be, in the not too distant future, and probably between episodes, upgrading the smelting an awful lot, because we're going to need an awful lot of smelting. So, with that said, I'm definitely going to leave this episode here. As always, thank you guys for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the very next episode. Alright, bye.